Oh, no, it's slow.
Sorry, you're live now?
Yeah.
I'll wait outside.
That's fine, thank you.
Sorry. And then have the YouTube message on the side.
Yeah, I was just gonna minimize this. All these video streams, very confusing. There you go. Awesome. And people trying to still get on. Phone to TV, so it starts. Okay. Can you see me? And you can hear me. Woo! That's great. She can hear me. It's all good. We'll just give it a few more minutes, just in case anyone else turns up. This is very strange, speaking at screen, I have to say. So 5 more minutes. This is very surreal. I hope you're all well, by the way, anyone that's joined. I know that Naomi, you're here. Let's see if anyone else comes in. You can send me a message if you want via the YouTube channel. Okay. Yes, it is funny, Naomi. If not slightly unnerving. I'm not sure how you get it on your TV. Perhaps by a cable? I don't know. Cool. Okay, cool. So we've still got a few minutes now. If you want to set up, I did say in the message just you'll need a blanket. So if you want to get a blanket ready, you can do. Ooh, Michaela's in. Woo! That's so cool. Hi, Michaela. Great. Let's see if anyone else joins. Oh, this is very, very exciting. Yeah, okay, cool. Kirsty, hopefully you'll also be here. Way. Okay. So we have one more joiner, that's great. Just a couple of minutes. Sweet. I was going to try and have a conversation with you all, but it's obviously going to be very one-sided. It's going to be me talking at a stream. Let's see. So Michaela, you just joined us. We're going to give it a couple more minutes just before we start, just in case anyone else wants to join. And then we'll begin. I don't want to exclude anyone. I think teething problems with tech, fingers crossed, people will be able to get on. Oh, so sweet. Thank you, Naomi, for that. Very cute picture. Adorable. Yeah, so just the last few people hopefully coming on, and then we'll begin in just another minute. Anyway, I hope you're all well. It's been a bit crazy the past few days. For those of you that have been quarantined like me, it's been very difficult, I guess, being stuck indoors. But yeah, the whole point of this was to try and get a sense of connection, get some yoga going on again. And I've said to so many people, it's so difficult being sat indoors all day. Just needed to start moving again, and I really have missed teaching you. So now is a good time. Now is the best time, if possible, to begin again. Seeing as no one else can go out, or we have very limited movement around and about. So great opportunity. Right, it's 6 o'clock, bang on the dot. So I think we will begin, and hopefully if people want to come along, they can join us as and when. So I hope you're all well. I think I've said that already, but I hope you're all well. And I hope you're ready to join in today. So the plan is to try and do maybe a 20 or 30 minute session every single day, and whoever can join, that's fantastic. Come along and join. Today's really going to be a trial run to see if the tech works. Seemingly it's okay at the moment, which is great. But yeah, so every single day, 20 to 30 minutes, and we'll try and build up a repertoire, keep the practice going, despite the fact that we can't see each other and we can't practice together. So in terms of what you need for today, I did message beforehand, we'll just need a blanket if you've got one, or a cushion perhaps, if you have one of them, and a mat if you have one. If you don't have a mat, I know some people don't, it's not accessible at the moment. Just finding a space perhaps where you've got flooring with a decent grip, so you can use that, so you won't be slipping and sliding in today's practice. So today I have themed our class around a sense of grounding, and the reason for this is quite obvious really. It's been a bit crazy, like I said. The past couple of weeks have been completely tumultuous. There's an awful lot of uncertainty. It's an opportunity for us to just get back to our breath, tap into our body, tap into how we're feeling, and just find that sense of calm and collectedness as much as possible. So we'll do the usual, we'll start with some breath work, we'll do a little bit of physical practice, and then we'll end with a bit of mindfulness, a bit more breathing, and a final shavasana. And then I have a really lovely poem I found that I would love to share with you. So we'll begin, we'll just start. Hopefully Kirsty will join us. So if you would like to perhaps find yourself in a seated position, and if you have a blanket or a cushion handy, find yourself perhaps sitting down on that cushion or that blanket. And we want to try and get ourselves sitting so that we have a bit of an anterior tilt of our pelvis. So our knees are dropping down towards the ground. And we're finding that length in the upper body. So the top of the head is growing tall and not kind of sinking in on itself. So find yourself in a seated position where you have that length and you have that sense of grounding. So the sit bones are nicely planted down on the floor, on the cushion, on the blanket. And we'll begin as we usually do with 3 deep breaths. And with every inhale, I'd like you to try and draw the breath into the lungs, into the body, and raise the shoulders up towards the ears. So as you inhale, take a deep breath in, through the nostrils, draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, open the mouth. Let the shoulders draw down slowly. So that sense of heaviness coming in here. Inhale again, draw the shoulders up, take a deep breath in through the nostrils. Exhale, let the mouth open. Sink the shoulders down. And one more time in your own breath. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Let the breath now come freely to you. So allow the eyes to close if they're still open. No need to use them at the moment. Allow the mouth gently close, so perhaps the lips come to touch slowly. And we'll generate what we know in yoga as the Ujjayi breath. So that gentle sound of the ocean, that breath that travels in through the nostrils as we breathe in, out through the nostrils as we breathe out. So bring the attention of the mind to the breath, noticing the sound of the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Noticing the feel of the breath as it moves in and out of the body. And every inhale It's more expansive than the last, so the lungs fill a bit more deeply with every breath in. And every out-breath is more releasing than the last. So allow the breath to truly and completely leave the lungs as you breathe out. And allow the breath to be audible. If it is quieting down, give it more of a sound. And breathing in this way, slowly, mindfully, allows you to begin to tap into that sense of calm and collectedness. Every in-breath deeply fulfilling. Every out-breath helping us to tap into that sense of calm created by the parasympathetic nervous system. So that sense of rest and digest. So in a state of anxiety, we've got lots of stress at the moment, coming back to our breath can be a really grounding way to help us get back to that sense of calm. So with every breath taken, beginning to notice that the body, the mind are slowing down. And every exhale has the quality of heaviness, of grounding, relaxing the body as the breath is released slowly. And then as you are, you'll slowly begin to draw the attention of the mind away from the breath and into the body. So beginning to notice as you are breathing, the sensation of the breath on the nostrils. So noticing that as you breathe in, the temperature of the breath, how does it feel? Is it cool? Is it warm? And as you breathe out, noticing perhaps the temperature of the breath on the nostrils. Is it any different? And now is a great time perhaps just for a moment to notice if you can slow the breath down just that little bit more. And slowly beginning to draw the attention of the mind a bit further into the body. Noticing that as the body breathes, it creates a gentle movement in the body. So noticing that as you breathe in, the belly begins to rise as we breathe deeply into the cavity there. And as we exhale, the belly sinks back, draws in towards the spine. So noticing that sensation, that movement in the body. Draw the attention of the mind towards that movement, that it rests there. And again, notice if you can slow the breath down just that little bit more. Great. And then slowly, gently, without pulling or straining the mind, slowly begin to draw the attention of the mind down towards the ground, the contact areas of the body and the floor. Notice where you're feeling grounded today, physically. Notice if the sit bones, the ischium of the pelvis, are they equally planted on the left and the right? Just noticing without movement, without changing anything. Bring that quality of mindfulness, that grounding of the mind into grounding the body. And perhaps noticing how the feet feel placed on the ground. Is one foot perhaps more in contact with the floor than the other? Again, just noticing without changing anything. Noticing the disparity in the body. And keep breathing all the while. Let the breath flow. And then noticing how the body is completely supported, safe, grounded on the floor. And with that in mind, we'll begin to set an intention for today's class. So as you breathe in feelings of warmth, groundedness, supportedness, security. And as you exhale, breathing out the intention, I am supported and grounded and safe. So let that become a mantra, a repeated phrase for you to turn back to during the duration of today's practice. So inhaling feelings of security, supportedness. Exhale the mantra, I am safe, supported and grounded. And taking one last breath in together, deeply through the nostrils, feel the breath swelling in the lungs. And then gently opening the mouth, sighing the breath into the room. And in your own time, gently opening the eyelids, perhaps letting the light in slowly. Just noticing how you feel perhaps in the body, if that breathing has changed the way you feel, whether you feel a bit more connected, a bit more supported. So breathing in a way like that, especially when we feel anxious or when there's lots going on around us, can help us to get back to that sense of groundedness. So keeping that in mind, we'll work with the breath throughout the practice today. We're going to come onto the mat, if you have a mat. Just pop your blanket on the side, and we're going to come into all fours. So coming into tabletop position. So in tabletop, we're going to keep our hands planted roughly beneath the shoulders, so roughly shoulder distance apart. The knees are roughly hip distance apart, pressing down into the earth. And the tops of the feet are also released to the ground. Move that out of the way. So find the body securely planted down this way. And notice if your lower back, your lumbar spine is dropping down towards the ground. We want to find ourselves in neutral spine, so begin to draw the belly in towards the spine. And pressing down, really grounding the hands into the earth. Feel the shoulder blades begin to draw apart. So finding that connection there, that core stability, that pressing into the earth. The top of the head draws slightly forward as the hips press back. So you're finding length in the upper body. And you're also maintaining that stability. So finding yourself in this position. Taking a few deep breaths here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Once more in your own time, taking a deep breath in. Long breath out. And then from here, keeping the tops of feet grounded into the floor, we'll begin to work through the spine, beginning to mobilize from the sacral spine all the way up through to the cervical spine. We'll begin to move in a way that begins to unwind, perhaps, take out any kinks, especially if you've been sat all day. by going through cat-cow. So as you take a deep breath in, we're going to begin to drop the belly towards the ground. So the belly button draws down. We'll tilt the pelvis up. Take the gaze towards the ceiling. And notice if you can draw the collarbones out wider by slightly pinching in the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, slowly begin to round the spine, working from the pelvis all the way up. Belly button draws in towards the spine, gaze comes down towards the floor, perhaps towards the back of the mat. Inhale again. Take the gaze high, tilt the pelvis up. Exhale, press the earth away, round through the upper back. And take yourself through a few more of these motions. So here we begin to tap into what we know as a vinyasa. So beginning to marry the movement with the breath. And again, it doesn't matter how the pose looks. At this point, we're concerned with how it feels in our body. And again, that sense of groundedness comes from being able to mindfully move. Draw that awareness into what's happening in your body today. And notice if you can make the movement as fluid as you can. Almost like a rippling through the spine, from the pelvis all the way up, through to the top of the head. Maybe a few more rounds in this way. Perhaps let the eyes close. Generating some warmth throughout the upper body, through the length of the spine. And taking yourself through one last round. And then on the next inhale or exhale, that brings you back to tabletop. Find yourself again trying to generate that neutral spine, so drawing the belly in towards the spine. Feeling the top of the head press forward, the hips are drawing back. Press the earth away. Take a deep breath in. We're going to lift the right foot off the floor. We're going to send the toes towards the back of the mat. We're going to press the heel out towards the back of the room. So feel the head drawing forward. Press the heel back. And notice if you can draw the quads up into that leg. Feel your kneecap lifting. So we're feeling a really active right leg. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Gently release the knee back towards the floor. Come back to tabletop. Inhale, we're going to send the left foot out this time, so press the left heel towards the back of the room. So we're dorsally flexing, press the heel back, top of the head presses forward, keep that stability in the belly, deep breath in. Long breath out, slowly release the knee back towards the floor. We'll take it again to the other side, so deep breath in, send the right foot back towards the back of the room, press the toes down, get your foot dorsally flexed, and an option to begin to lift the foot up. So begin to draw the foot up from the floor. Again, keep the head drawing forward, press the heel back. And notice if the hip is popping up, can you draw it back into its socket? So internally rotate the foot. Point the toes towards the earth. Take a few more deep breaths, keep your belly sucked in. Exhale, gently release the knee back towards the floor. Take it to the other side, deep breath in, send the left heel back, press it away from you, draw the top of the head forward. And then slowly begin to lift the foot up from the floor. So press the heel away, press the top of the head forward, draw the hip into its socket, point the toes down. Deep breath in, keep smiling guys, I'm sure you're doing really well. As you exhale, slowly lower the knee back to the floor. So nice slow movements here. On the next breath in, we're going to work with the right foot again. So press the heel back. When you found your core stability, begin to lift the foot from the floor. Option to stay here, or slowly begin to lift the left arm up ahead of you. So stretching the left arm forward while you press the right foot back. Keep that stability in the belly, draw the belly into the spine, keep reaching, keep pressing. Exhale, slowly release the floor. Inhale, take the left foot out. Press the heel away, begin to lift the foot from the floor. Draw the hip into its socket, and then when you're ready, slowly reach the right arm forward. Notice again if you're caving in with the lower back, keep pressing the belly into the spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Doing really well. Right, on the next one, we're going to send the right foot back again. So right heel takes a press towards the back of the room. When you're ready, slowly begin to lift the heel. Draw the left hand towards the front of the room. Option to stay here for a few more breaths, or taking 3 curls. Exhale. Draw the knee and the elbow in towards each other. Inhale, lengthen. Press the heel away. Exhale. Slowly does it nice and controlled. And once more. Ooh, try not to wobble. Exhale, release to the floor. We'll take it to the other side. Pressing the left heel away. Find that stability, lift from the floor. Draw the right arm ahead of you, and then 3 dips, or finding a moment in stillness. So exhale, draw it into the belly. Inhale, press away. Keep finding that length, keep reaching. Exhale. Keep that breath going. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale once more. And exhale all the way back down to the ground. Give yourself a gentle shoulder wiggle. Find any small movement that feels good in the body, whatever you need at this point. And then from here, we'll take the knees nice and wide. So we'll come to child's pose. And we'll draw the toes as close together as it feels comfortable. Option to use your blanket if you require, perhaps between the feet or on the feet to support your hips as you come down. Deep breath in from here, and then as you exhale, send the hips down towards the ground, reach the hands forward. An option to keep the head lifted if that's what's more comfortable, or gently draw it down towards the earth. So coming to rest in child's pose. So keep reaching the fingers forward, find ourselves in an active child's pose. As the fingers reach forward, the tailbone is drawing back. So feel the length through the upper back. Keep reaching, keep pressing down. And if the head is on the floor, allow the eyes to close. Feel that moment of contact with the ground again. The pressing down with the third eye centre into the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. And with every exhale, notice whether the body can soften a little. Find some room to sink down towards the earth. Deep breath in. Long breath out. On the next inhale, slowly lift your head and bring the hands to fingertips. As you exhale, we're going to take the hands around to the left-hand side. So bring the hands over to the left, over towards the left, kind of in the line of the left knee. You're trying to bring your belly over your left thigh. So see if you can draw it in that direction. Take a deep breath in. We're going to walk our right hand slightly further forward. And as we exhale, we're going to get back down into child's pose, pressing down through the right sit bone. So we're feeling that length all the way through the right side body. The head may not touch the floor here, which is absolutely fine. Just get as far as is comfortable. But noticing that stretch through the right side of the body, so through the intercostal muscles, perhaps through the back muscles, the latimus dorsi, all the way through to the right side of the pelvis. On the next breath in, slowly bring the head from the floor or from wherever it is, hands come to fingertips, and we're going to take the hands around to the other side. I'll just turn so you can see. So walking the hands around to the right hand side, bringing the belly over the thigh, hands in the direction of the right knee. Take a deep breath in, we walk our left fingertips slightly further forward, and then as we exhale, we're sitting down with the left sit bone. So pressing down to feel that stretch through the left side body. And again, just noticing the further forward you move your left hand, the fingers of your left hand, the deeper that stretch becomes. So taking a moment to breathe really deeply through the space you've created there. Deep breath in, long breath out. Take an in-breath, gently lift the head, bring the hands to fingertips, and slowly pad back to the centre of the mat. I'm going to turn back this way. And from where you are, as you next take your inhale, slowly begin to curl the body, so working from the base of the spine all the way up, curling up to all fours. Bring the knees in slightly, so we're coming back to our tabletop position. If you have your blanket, you can move it out the way. And from here, we're going to prepare for downward facing dog. So begin to tuck the toes under, curl them underneath, find that contact, all 10 toes on the ground if possible. Take a deep breath in, draw the belly in towards the spine, and begin to lift the knees a few centimetres off the floor, and then slightly further. Now we're not going to straighten the legs just yet, because we haven't warmed up the hamstrings fully, but pressing the tailbone back towards the corner of the room, and lengthening through the arms as you inhale, and then as you exhale, slowly begin to lengthen the legs. So we'll take that kind of round, that movement a few more times to warm up the backs of the legs. So inhaling, bend the knees, resting the chest on the thighs, lengthen from the fingertips all the way to the tailbone. Exhale, press the heels down, pop the tailbone up towards the sky, come into downward dog. We'll take it twice more. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels from the floor, rest the chest on the thighs, find that length in the body. Exhale, drop the heels, find that length. One more time, inhale, bend the knees, shoot the tailbone back, exhale. So coming into downward dog for a moment, so finding a moment of stillness perhaps, or there's an option to maybe gently wag the tailbone from side to side, or an option to maybe walk through the heels, or whichever option you take, perhaps coming back to the breath. So noticing whether the breath has disappeared, or whether it's still audible. Perhaps as you inhale, moving in one direction or moving one foot down. Exhale, take it to the other side. On the next breath in, we're going to lift the right heel from the floor and then begin to point the right toes. We're going to send the toes and the leg up towards the sky, opening through the right hip. So we're going to pop the hip up slightly, press down through the left heel, and notice if your left arm begins to shimmy down from the weight, keep pressing in through that left arm, keep the shoulders roughly parallel to the ground. Deep breath in, exhale, bend that right knee, and we're going to place the knee roughly between the hands. So we're going to come into a hip opener here, a little bit like pigeon, but not as intense. So we're going to come to sit down on the outside edge of the right thigh, and we're going to draw the left leg in, so we're going to bend that left knee. So the ideal setup for this pose is called deer pose, is that the right shin is going to be roughly parallel to the front of the mat as a marker. So you can see if you can get yourself up there. So right shin is parallel to the front of the mat, left thigh is pressing against the right sole of the foot. So you're making that contact between the leg and the foot. And then your left shin is roughly parallel to the long edge of your mat. So you can just take a moment to set yourself up in the pose. Now, left foot can be flexed or can be pointed. It's entirely up to you, whatever feels comfortable in your body. But you'll notice that your weight is entirely pressing onto the right side of your body. So your left glute, your left pelvic, the pelvis, the part of the left leg up here is hovering from the floor. So perhaps, if that's uncomfortable, blanket can be useful again, just to prop yourself up. So you can find that contact again. So bringing ourselves back to being grounded, feeling the body making contact with the floor. Okay, so once you're there, finding yourself in this position, hands can come to knees for a moment. We're finding that lift in the upper body, so take a breath in, reach the top of the head up, Press down into the legs and draw the top of the head, the crown, reaching towards the sky. Find that length. Breath in, draw the belly in towards the spine. Now, option to stay here, or as you exhale, begin to lower the hands perhaps to the floor, perhaps to the forearms, or perhaps even stretching out ahead of you. So find whatever position is comfortable in your body. And an option to also begin to lower the head, so tucking the chin in towards the chest. Allow the forehead to melt down towards the earth. So finding that sense of ease in the body with every exhale, maybe a bit more room just to fold down a little bit deeper. Now if you're thinking that you can't feel anything, ideally you're feeling an opening in the right hip area, you can intensify the stretch by slightly walking forward your right ankle, your right shin. So moving it slightly further forward will deepen the stretch in that area. So deep breath in, long breath out. Notice the areas of the body in contact with the ground right now. And come back to your mantra, your intention set at the beginning of the class. I am safe, grounded and supported. On the next breath in, slowly begin to lift the head. Use the palms to walk the body back upright. And then from here we'll take it into a slight twist. So bringing the left hand onto the right knee, taking the right hand behind you, take a breath in, right hand's fingers are pointing towards the back of the room. Breath in, reach the top of the head up, find length in the upper body. As you exhale, slowly begin to lever the hand, so you're pressing into your right knee to turn the body around, corkscrew, and take the gaze over your right shoulder. Deep breath in. Long breath out. On the next inhale, slowly release the hands up towards the floor. I'm going to press down with palms. Roll onto the right knee. Step yourself back to tabletop. And then from here, as you inhale, tuck the toes under, suck the belly into the spine, lift the knees off the floor towards the chest, find that length in the upper body. And then as you exhale, lengthen the legs out into downward dog. We'll take it through 2 more times. Inhale, bend the knees. Find that length in the upper body. Exhale, release the heels towards the floor. Gentle hamstring stretch. One more time. Inhale, bend the knees. Keep pressing the fingers down. Keep shooting the tailbone up. Exhale. Lengthen the legs. On the next breath in, we're going to lift the left foot from the floor this time. So begin to point the toes. We're going to pop the hip up slightly, so the left leg can rise a little bit more than if it was a flexed foot. So keep pointing the toes, lifting. And notice if the right hand, the right arm, the right shoulder is sinking, keep pressing the ground away. Find that parallel distance between the shoulders and the floor. As you exhale, bend that left knee, and we're going to slide the left knee forward this time, between the hands. So we're coming into the same setup as we did on the other side. So we're going to drop down to the outside edge of your left thigh this time. Bend the right knee in. Maybe I'll turn around so you can see. And again, similar setup. We want to get the left shin parallel to the front of the mat, as much as possible, if possible. Press the right thigh into the sole of the foot, so find that connection. And your right shin might or might not be, but ideally should be parallel to the long edge of the mat. And again, your right foot can be flexed or pointed, whatever feels good, in whichever rotation. So find that set up. Get yourself comfortable. Again, option to prop a blanket underneath your right glute this time because it might be popping up. Take a breath in, press into the knees, draw the top of the head up, find length in the body. And then as you exhale, option to stay as you are, or you can lower the hands the forearms or the arms out. So find a comfortable position for your body. I say comfortable, but the position might not be comfortable at all. But you're trying to find a way in which you can relax into the pose with as little discomfort as you can. If there's any pain, obviously feel free to come straight out. Don't do yourself any harm. You're feeling a stretch through the outer edge of your left thigh this time, the inner opening of the hip. And again, if you want to intensify that stretch, you can walk the left shin, the left ankle slightly further forward towards the front of the mat. You'll probably be able to feel it a little bit deeper. On the next inhale, so use the palms of the hands to walk the body back to seated. We'll take it to a twist on the other side. So placing the right hand on the left knee this time. Left hand comes behind you, fingers pointing towards the back of the room. Inhale, lift the chest. Open the collarbones. Raise the top of the head. Exhale, take it over the left shoulder. Gaze comes behind you. And press that right hand into the knee to find almost like a lever to help you corkscrew the body a little bit deeper into the twist. On the next breath in, gently release hands, bring the gaze back towards the front. And then slowly but surely make your way out of deer pose. Any way that's comfortable. And we're going to come back to seated just for the last few moments. I recognise that it's now 12:30. So we have almost hit half now. Come to seated again. So find yourself comfortably sat down. So perhaps on a blanket or on a block or rolling your mat, however you're comfortable. An option to take a variety of different poses with the legs. So you can come back to Sukhasana, which is easy cross-legged pose, one shin over the other. Or you can begin to drop the knees down, placing one ankle or one heel in front of the other. So you need a bit more of an anterior tilt here to drop your knees down. So a slightly higher seat can help you to get there. Okay. So whichever option feels good. If neither feels good, feel free to stretch the legs out ahead, or perhaps kneel, or sit down in a chair. And what we'll do from here is we'll just take a moment to come back to some breath work. So, like I mentioned, it can be quite difficult during these times when we feel stressed and anxious. It can be nice to come back to our breath, ground ourselves in our breathing. It brings us back to the present moment. So, placing the hands wherever it's comfortable, maybe palms down or up, or hands on the lap, whatever feels good for you. And allow the eyes to close if that's comfortable. We're keeping the gaze low. And just breathing in any way that feels good. So maybe the mouth is open, maybe the mouth is closed. So tap back into your breath. Notice if you can slow the breath down a little bit. Breath be easy in the body, without force or without strain. And to help us to keep the attention on the breath, if our thoughts become fuzzy or confused or there are too many of them, a great technique is to be able to count the breaths as they come and go. And bring our attention, our mind back to that counting if it's beneficial for us. So as you next take an inhale, counting a count of 1. 2 as you exhale. 3 as you inhale. And 4 and 5, so on and so forth. And maybe when you've reached a count of 10, gently bring going to count back to 1. And if the mind becomes busy, gently draw it back to the activity of counting the breath. And let that be the sole focus of your mind's attention. And then just allowing the mind to let go of the counting of the breath. Just to be still for a moment. And as you're there, just in that moment, I'm going to read to you a poem I found on the internet called I Am Grounded by Khaira. My spirit is grounded deep in the earth. I am calm, strong, centered and peaceful. I am able to let go of fear and trust that I am eternally safe. I am worthy of all things beautiful. Take one last deep breath in and a long breath out. Gently open the eyes, bring the hands together at heart center, and take a bow to the screen or to yourself. Thank yourself for your time and your energy. And on that note, I hope you're happy and well, and have a pleasant evening. Namaste. So if you could leave me any comments or suggestions if you enjoyed today, or you have any ideas for improvement, please let me know. That'd be great. If not, I will see you tomorrow, perhaps same time. I will message you in advance. Take care. Have a good evening.